Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Bob, why are the Georgia players leaving?
It's all about money.
It's about the money, honey.
Everybody's leaving for money.
Leaving for money. Inside linebacker, captain.
They were talking to the show yesterday. They said if people knew how much money was being thrown around these players, it would be mind-boggling. Some of these quarterbacks making $4 or $5 million to stay or to leave.
Well, what was one of the quarterbacks? Was it Alabama's quarterback? Somebody's quarterback decided to stay for their senior year. I can't remember which one it was. I heard yesterday.
Kentucky's coach Stoops said it best when Georgia beat Kentucky. He press conference said, "We need more money. Y'all want to win? Need more money.
Need more money."
But they're making tons of money.
It's always about the money. Always.
The good news is, like I said, a lot of seniors will stay for their senior year. I mean, they make more money in college than they are in the pros. So.
They may not even make it to the pros, you know. So, they might not make it. What I mean is they will get drafted possibly.
I'm talking about some of these star quarterbacks that know they're going to get drafted. They're staying for their senior year because there's more money. Plus, it's more fun on a college campus than beating your head up against NFL football players.
Yeah.
Before, juniors and juniors would just opt to leave because they could make more money in the NFL. But now with the NFL portal or the college portal, you're making more money staying in school than you are. But all these players are leaving for one reason only. They're making more money where they go.
They got a better offer somewhere else.
It's all about money.
Okay. Well,
as we say all the time, it's always about the money.
Always about the money. You can bank on it. Isn't that right, Mayor?
That's right, man.
I mean, I don't know if it's true, but they're saying Carson Beck's getting about $3-4 million to stay in Athens for his, instead of going to the NFL. So he's a classic example. He could easily enter the NFL
forking out
draft.
This money?
I don't know.
I mean, it's an NIL. So where is his name, image, and likeness being used? Is it on? I mean, you said Stetson had some billboards up there in the Athens area a couple of years ago, or last year.
He was with a chicken company, too, Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's? Okay.
They're all making money, so hats off to them, but they're kind of ruining
Are they still living in small apartments and dorms, or are they?
Yeah, right.
I have no idea.
They got to spread out in the country in Oconee County somewhere.
They got one of their 10 girlfriends.
I still go back to that SMU documentary, the Pony Express with Eric Dickerson and his teammate. They had that documentary where Texas was beating SMU all the time and all those schools in Texas, and they interviewed those guys and says, "Man, we found out if it came down to cheating, we can cheat with the best of them. we can get Eric Dickerson and Craig James to come play for us." And SMU Pony Express, they won all those ball games, but then they got caught cheating by the NCAA.
How about the new documentary that's out with Johnny Football? That, I mean, literally he sits right there and says how they cheated and how he took the money, and I mean, that wasn't long ago. So
Johnny Manziel?
Yeah, so why ain't they pulled his Heisman from him? He literally admits to all the wrong they did.
I have no idea, but
it's been going on for years and years.
It's been going on. It's just been under the table. Now it's legal.
Now it's just legal. Like I tell people all the time, Clemson was supposed to get Herschel. Herschel showed up in that black and orange Trans Am, with all his gold chains, flipped and came to Athens. And Clemson couldn't get the vehicle back.
Somebody, Bob, you were there at that time, but somebody told me he used to drive down the main street in like a Chevy Love pickup, and they just walk up to the passenger window, and the floorboard would be full of money when he got to the end of the street.
I still remember going back to dorms, when Buck and Lindsay did. They'd open up the door, there'd be envelopes everywhere. And I said, "What's that?" They said, "Don't worry about that." It's been going on.
Oh, you see some of those big donors walking to the locker room after the game. Back in our days, you can't. They don't do it now. Well, they may, but you got too many press in there now. But and just thank you very much, and greasing the palm there. Yeah. And so if you won, you got more money at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But now you ain't got to worry about that. Now it's all legal. Yes, sirree. The college football has turned into basically a farm program for the pros. I mean, it's always been a farm program for the pros. Now it's money.
Well, the base salary in the NFL is what, $450,000. Right. So if they give you $1 million or $2 million to come back your senior year, I mean, what's the smart decision?
It's somewhere along there. It's several hundred. Most of them get $400,000, $700,000. That rookie contract, and so you make more by staying in college.
Yes, it's just where's the money coming from? But if you watch these documentaries, just like that one in Miami, that big booster, there's running through the tunnel and all that. I mean, there's people that that's what they want to do with their money. They want their football team to win.
They want their football team to win.
So they give out millions and millions of dollars to come play for me. So
why do people get so emotionally involved in
sports?
Football?
It's rabid. It's not
or
just
any sport.
It's not. Just.
I mean, you're not
sports.
playing. You don't have a kid on the team. So why do people get so emotionally involved? Do you have any reason for that, Mary? Have you got any insights on that?
Man, I ain't never had a kid on the team, but I'm emotionally involved. But you can promise you one thing: I ain't standing in no tunnel handing out no $1 million and nobody come by. You can rest assured of that. But like you talking about, it goes back. Back what they call FSU, Free Shoes University.
Yeah, Free Shoes University.
And, I remember probably one of the greatest, other than Spurrier. Spurrier has the best lines in college football, in my opinion.
He's got those good one-liners.
But Bobby Bowden had, a great one that time. Dion got in all that trouble down there, and the press was all over him about you gonna play Dion. You gonna sit Dion? You gonna sit Dion? He come out to a press conference. He told him, he said, "Listen, but all y'all don't need to worry about if I'm gonna sit Dion. I'm gonna sit him, but it ain't gonna be Saturday." So, they knew.
Spurrier came off that Free Shoes University, but Dion, they have that picture where he showed up at the bowl game and came in a Cadillac all by himself. He wasn't with the team, so they knew he was going pro. So I said it's been going on for years, but now it's all legal. But
I just hope they're getting good financial advice.
The sad thing is
universities are helping them watch their money, because you got a kid who's got all that money, thinking it's just going to be endless.
Sad thing is it's
it'll be gone in a heartbeat.
They've opened up to the high school. All these states have opened up to high school.
I know, you can get in the high school.
So it's just,
Yeah, it's like the Riola kid. That's why the Riola kid's fixing to leave and go to Nebraska. So, his uncle gets a $500,000 pay raise and every other coach gets fired. Come on. That ain't right.
What kid is this? And
the one's been quarterback.
Yeah, it's been
the one that went to Buford.
He's been in four different high schools in 4 years.
Yeah.
He was committed to go to Georgia, but he's transferring. But apparently his dad went to Nebraska, but who knows? But Kirby said it's no big loss. So
is it taking away from your thoughts about college football? Is it now just do you care?
It's turning a lot of people off.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just like don't want to watch it, because it's just. They're taking it's not about. The sad thing, there's no such thing as the word loyalty. There's no loyalty to anything. It's loyalty to the pocketbook, right? That's all it is.
Loyalty to money.
They don't care about the university. They don't care about the team. They don't care about all they care about what. We're in the me generation. I said that before. I saw that years ago. When I first came in '82, it was all about we. Everybody pulled for everybody. And now it's all about me. What can I get? What can my kid? I'm worried about my kid. And like I said, nowadays, if my kid ain't playing, guess what? He's going somewhere else to play, because it's all about me. We're not into the we generation anymore. It's all about me.
Well, I thought we were supposed to be the me generation in the 70s.
It's just kind of sad. But 17 players in the West, that's eye-opening.
I saw this morning where yesterday when the Georgia-Alabama game was announced, the time and all that in Tuscaloosa, they put a stat out. Every Hilton and Marriott within 135 miles was booked, and rooms were $4,500 a piece, and they were all sold out.
Isn't that amazing that people spend that much money to go watch a bunch of kids play a game?
To sleep on a bed.
Yeah, and then sleep on a bed. But
and have to be checked out by 10 or 11 now.
Yeah, you got to be out by 10 or 11 o'clock, to spend that kind of money. It's just absolutely amazing to me.
When you talk to all these season ticket holders, I'm sure tell you how much it's gotten up. If they want more money, it's just. I said, look at the SEC championship game. So, 2 days before the game, the nosebleed seats were going for $900 plus. So,
yeah.
And they're sold out. But I understand those price tickets came down quickly the day of the game, because not many people paying $900 to sit up in the nosebleed. So, tickets are about $100 a day of the game.
I know you've got to donate so much to the universities to have the right to buy the tickets.
Right.
The last time I had my season tickets at Georgia, I give $1,350 for the year for the whole thing. I don't even know what they are now. Do you know, Bob? I bet you they're.
Heaven knows.
Oh man,
probably, I have no idea.
And that was only 2018.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I imagine. All right.
But you can still go watch Troy play for $10, baby. And get beat while you're there.
We got Mayor Jason Weaver from the city of Scriven in this morning. They got a big event going on. Jason, tell us all about it.
We got our annual Christmas in the Park tonight.
Tonight?
Over in Scriven. Tonight. Yes, sir.
You got a 1 day good.
1 day good.
You couldn't have it tomorrow night.
I'm going to tell you something, man.
You're good for tonight.
Every year we sit in here with our 2 festivals, and we have to worry about it's going to rain. Oh, my God, it's going to rain. Da-da-da-da. Man, this year Scriven looking like a Christmas miracle.
Yeah,
That's all I told Bino
Parade
Saturday
was
over in
good.
Scriven, man.
Now tonight is just going to be overcast, not going to be
Yeah.
too bad at all. The rain don't come in tomorrow afternoon, so y'all going to be good tomorrow.
Man, we've been,
tonight.
we've been blessed.
We
really
been blessed. So
have.
tell us what's going to happen tonight in Scriven at the festival.
We have 42,000 pounds of real snow that'll be brought in, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 local churches that'll be giving stuff. It'll be free.
Giving
yeah,
stuff
in
away.
the park. Like for instance, roasting. One church will be roasting marshmallows. One church will be giving hot chocolate away. Another one will be have a live nativity scene, and so you want to be giving popcorn away. You have the churches, the locals that are giving this stuff away. They'll be centered in the center of the park, and then we have a bunch of vendors that'll also be selling items and some food, and they'll be along the fence line. And so if you want a meal, you know, you can buy a full meal right there. But if you just want to come and have some hot chocolate and hang out, you can. We have Santa Claus and the elves. The Grinch will make an appearance. It'll be a good time. I mean, it's always is over there, and you can stand around for a couple hours and talk to your friends you hadn't seen before. We have about 8 bounce houses that'll be brought in, and they're different size for age kids. Mm-hmm. We're not going to let a 16-year-old get on a toddler bounce house,
right?
But
well, they just bring that big snow blowing machine in, don't they?
Yeah.
They put there, and they put the water in it, and it freezes it, and it blows it out, and like snow coming down from the sky.
Well, what they
Is that
do,
right?
What they do is they bring a semi load of frozen blocks. They're 350-pound frozen blocks, and it runs through. And here's the thing I was telling somebody yesterday. I called the Mayor Baxley. He and I was talking because they do it, and we were talking about price and inflation on where it's gone and
Mm-hmm.
on water for heaven's sake. I mean, it ain't nothing but frozen water.
Yeah,
okay?
blocks is just
right.
frozen water.
So we're talking about that, and but the funny thing is this guy's got the market. I mean, there's nobody else does this, and I can't understand why, because it's nothing but a wood chipper.
That's all it is?
That's all it is. A wood chipper, a small wood chipper that pulls behind a pickup truck, and that blocks of ice come out of this semi. They got rollers. They set these rollers down in the thing, and they roll these 350-pound blocks of ice down there, and it goes into that wood chipper, and it comes out blowed as snow. And I'm like, man, there ain't much rocket
got to be some creative guys around here that might be able to put something like together.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Butch. It's somebody better get on it. But the guy, it's Mr. Buddy. He's the mayor of the city of Adel, and I met him through some of our GMA conferences, and I asked him, I said, man, that's just absolute genius. I mean, how did you come up? He said, what do you mean, how'd I come up with it? I said, well, I mean, nobody else is doing it. I mean, there's Waycross Ice has been in business for I don't know how many years, and I ain't never seen them do it. He said, yeah. He said, but I sat around one winter and realized how broke I was and how dumb I was to own an ice company. And in the wintertime, we broke because you don't need 5 bags of ice a day in the wintertime. He said, I had to figure out how to make some money. So that's what he come up with. Man, it's worked.
Got that wood chipper,
whole
got
market
those big blocks of ice and a semi, and here he goes.
But the kids love it. It's amazing. They usually start about 4:30, blowing that snow. So we've had a lot of people come out and just watch that whole process take place.
Okay. Well, you got all that going on tonight in Scriven. It starts at when and ends at when?
Starts at 6 o'clock, ends at 9.
6 to 9 tonight in Scriven.
Yep. Santa Claus will be there about 6:20, 6:30ish. Mm-hmm. He'll make his appearance, and he and his elves will come in. Will ride in together, and there'll be a line, and each kid will be able to sit down and have their photo taken with Santa. Bring your phone, bring your camera. We will have someone right there that can take the picture for you with your device, because sometimes the mom might want to get in the picture with the children. So, but just bring your own and take pictures and enjoy it and have a good time and come back and see us again next year.
Okay, it ought to be a great night tonight.
Yeah.
We got a very special birthday going on here at the radio station. Our office manager, Leanne Longhorns, got a birthday on Sunday. Yeah. We had another birthday sent in for her. It says, happy birthday to Leanne Longhorn on Sunday. Leanne, you're the best neighbor anyone could ever ask for. So slow down long enough to eat cake and celebrate love and blessings from Lucy and Bobby.
How about that?
Yeah, we had several of them in for Leanne this morning.
Yeah, I heard that. You had a lot of birthdays.
A lot of
morning,
birthdays
Butch.
today. Yeah,
I mean,
it's a Friday.
You know what? I was doing the math on it. Back that thing up. That's about Valentine's Day, Butch. 9 months ago. I'm telling you, there's a lot of birthdays.
A lot of birthdays that were happening on Valentine's Day for the last many years, because all of them are different ages and so forth. But like you said, we had it for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So when school's in session and we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we usually have a lot of birthdays.
Yeah. One thing I do want to, if we got a minute,
go ahead.
I want to just thank everybody in the county for supporting us, in 2023 and our couple of things we do over in Scriven, and for some opportunities that we've been given, and some of our leaders over that way has been given for the year, and some comment. I've heard a lot this week. I don't know what's going on, but this week I've heard more people calling and more stories of people saying, they appreciate the openness, and there's one thing about, from me and our staff, there's one thing about me that most people understand and know in this county. We might not agree, but I promise you know where I stand, how I stand, and what I stand for, because I'm gonna let you know if you don't know. And that's something you don't have now. I spent a whole day in Atlanta the other day with that Juvenile Justice Board, and man, some of those people, these are the people making the decisions for our Juvenile Justice Department, and I'm just sitting in a room just shaking my head. I'm like, Jesus heavens. And no wonder why we got such problems with our kids, because the daggum adults can't even decide what needs to be done. But they went around the room, introduced everybody on this board, and every person on there is a judge from a county, a lawyer. Everybody had some sort of tie to the law enforcement-ish prosecution area. They get to me and said, "Well, Mayor, what brings you to this, juvenile board or whatever?" And I said, "Well, the governor appointed me." He said, "Oh, well, I understand, but what's your experience in the juvenile world?" I said, "Well, I raised 4 kids. I think I'm probably more qualified than any of y'all in here." I'm telling you, Butch, we from local all the way to the federal. You just reported this morning, or GNN did, Drew Ferguson leaving. Drew Ferguson's a great representative for the state, leaving. Why? Death threats for voting for somebody. Come on. What kind of silliness is that? Yeah,
and that was just for it's a high position, Speaker of the House, but you've got to agree to disagree.
That's right.
We live in a society these days that if you don't agree with me, I don't like you.
That's right.
Or if you see you see it at events, whether it's a concert or a ball game or something like that, and you see a liberal and a conservative friends sitting next to each other, just having a conversation.
Yep. People
get all upset. How could you sit with that person? Yeah. They have these views. Or how could you sit with that person? They have these views. Mm-hmm. It amazes me where you've got to learn to disagree. You got to respect us. Other people have different opinions than you do. You don't have to put them down. You don't have to make fun of them. You don't have to berate them. You just say, all right, you've got freedom of speech. I got freedom of speech. We can agree to disagree, and we don't have to dislike each other because we're not on the same page with everything.
That's right. Some of my best friends are from the Democratic side. As far as friend-wise. Now, we don't agree on same policies, but you know why? Because that ain't how I was raised, and that's probably not how they were raised. I've never had an issue, a Democratic issue. Maybe my great-grandparents did, for heaven's sake, and I got raised that, okay, this is how we believe. We like conservativeness, we like this, we like that. Well, they're not always wrong on the other side either. That's one thing I've learned since I've been in office. They're not always wrong. Sometimes it pays just to stop and listen, and you can combine both sides, and you can make something successful.
Yeah, well,
there's a reason that local politics
today where it's like that, and social media has just put gasoline on the fire.
That's right.
I mean,
there's a reason
it's just put gasoline to just blow things out of proportion because everybody can just have an opinion, throw it out there, and hide behind.
Hey,
you remember that, Matt?
You're gonna ride that to town
yeah,
next
you remember
week,
that,
son?
Matt? You got that when you were almost a year old. Your Uncle James made that for you.
Yeah, we've been discussing.
I'm going to tell everyone that I made it, but your Uncle James made that. And I pushed you miles and miles and miles in that blue car out there.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's a reason, Butch, that local politics are non-denominational. For that reason, right there.
Non-denominational.
Right, because it's supposed to be about serving the people.
Right.
The right thing to do. The just do right. The right
right
thing to do, and not. Well, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, and I'm a independent now, and God knows what they're gonna make up next. I mean, there'll be another one. You can rest assured of that.
It's just disheartening sometimes when you see the divisions in the country, and you just can't agree to disagree and respect the fact that everybody has a right to an opinion, whether you agree with it or not. But you ain't got to berate them or cut them down, or they're enemies because they don't agree with you.
That's right. It's just like, when we went through this. I was a huge Kelly Loeffler supporter. It's no secret. Total, still very close friends with her. Well, Raphael Warnock won that seat, and Ossoff won another seat. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to tell you, Warnock and Ossoff together have helped us in these small governments as much as anybody ever has. So I got no knock for them. Personally, they ain't done anything to Jason.
Well, it's a little difference when you're helping local folks versus national issues.
Right.
Locally, you all of them usually do a pretty decent job, but when you get to those national issues is when you have that big separation. Yeah. All right, Bob, anything else we need to talk about this morning?
I just want to say hats off to the student council for putting on a great show last night at the high school auditorium. Big Man on Canvas was a lot of fun, a lot of entertainment. So hats off to those. Red Ammons won. He won the entertainment portion. He did a nice song with his guitar and sang, but the whole thing was just a lot of fun. A lot of kids on stage. A lot of those contestants got their friends to help them on stage. A lot of choreography, but it was very entertaining and good crowd on hand. And I said 3 young ladies from Georgia came down and did the judging. So, but it was just a great event. A lot of money raised for the student council, but hats off to those 15 guys for putting on a great show.
That Red, man,
I enjoyed it.
He's a great kid. He's in that student chamber and traveled around with me a little bit. It's a program we're doing this year that's like Leadership Wayne, but for the students. They're getting to do the industry day and all.
Well, great.
And Rhett's, man, he's a future leader, up and coming leader.
Yep.
It was a very entertaining event. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay.
Best $10 I spent in a long time.
All right.
They undercharged.
Bob, have a good day. Have a great festival tonight in Scrivener.
Thank you.
Bear.
See you all.
All right. World famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, and it's been brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn and Associates.